Hello and welcome to Crunch Time. My name is Jack Bogdan.
My name is Alex Grinling.
And this is the news for the week of... What week is it, Alex? April...
Why do you...
April 18th.
Time to ask.
I think... No, that doesn't make sense. April 25th.
25th?
That's today.
No.
Yeah, it's April 25th. Hey, first story. Online gaming curfew coming for young South Koreans. So basically, the Korean government, South Korean government, has stepped in and said if you are 15 or younger, Alex,
yes,
you should not be playing games from the period of time of midnight to 6 in the morning. So basically, what parents should be doing.
But the government is.
But the government is.
You should probably have both hands up because
so this ban doesn't affect offline games or anything like that. It's strictly multiplayer online.
Right. So if you're looking to get your StarCraft 2 online fix, that's unfortunately not going to happen anymore. They're working with individual companies just because there's no way to shut off immediately there's no way to track individual computers, so they actually have to work with account owners.
It's funny, when I was, they've changed all this, so it's all like server side now, but when I was a kid playing Diablo 2, I realized that since all of my multiplayer characters are stored on my computer, that I could connect online and then disconnect, but as long as I didn't leave the game room, I could still level up and push forward my multiplayer character.
Nice!
Which was important back in the days of 56K modems, where it was either internet or phone time.
Right.
But sadly, these poor South Korean kids cannot do that.
You know what? They can get over it. They didn't have to live through the dial-up days. And they shouldn't be playing at midnight to 6 in the morning unless it's like the weekend. There should be like weekend. I'm sure that there is, but
weekend hours.
Weekend hours. You know, go nuts, kids! It's the weekend. School nights. Go do some friggin' schoolwork and hang out with real people. PSP Go still alive in North America.
Today we announced
okay, there we go. PSP Go is still alive in North America. It's not dead, Alex. It widely reported as dead hardware.
It will live alongside.
But no.
Right, well,
PSP 3000.
it was, I guess I had just assumed it was dead hardware long before they were saying that it was dead hardware.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting idea. Getting rid of the UMD drive and going totally downloadable, and that really bolstered the PlayStation Store, at least for the PSP. But when you have the same functionality, when you can get a device basically for less money, that technically has more features by having the disk drive just to give you the option, it really doesn't make sense.
Will allow you to download a whole bunch of your content.
I think this seems like one of those things that's way too far ahead of its time, in the same way that we can look back at the Dreamcast now as being, it had like online gaming before anyone else had online gaming.
Right.
But it also had online gaming with this is 2 times that 56K modems have come up in one episode, but 56K modems, so it wasn't as widely used as stuff is now with broadband gaming.
Yeah. So basically, we're trying to tell you, well, we're old, we remember 56K, and you are all spoiled bastards with your newfangled gaming consoles and downloadable abilities. That's the theme of this episode. And we're sticking on the PlayStation theme. PlayStation Network still down. Whatever. PlayStation Network still down. External intrusion blamed. Next up would be Story 4. Not Story 3, and there should actually be information there. But we're going to keep it a secret. It's a handy little secret because this is a big deal right here. PlayStation Network has been down for now 4 days.
Yep.
4 solid days. That is a large sum of time, especially when first Portal 2 comes out, and it's a big deal for its release on the PlayStation 3, having Steam sync capabilities. I have the PlayStation 3 copy. Unable to play online co-op following the service outage. That's not so much fun, and I couldn't sync my progress to Steam because Steam requires that you log in your PlayStation Network account to sync progress. So I couldn't continue my game on my Mac.
So do you think Gabe Newell will come out and say that the PlayStation is not the preferred version of Portal 2 now?
No, but I think that this is really serious. And I think Sony should start talking about what was compromised.
Right.
Because
they haven't even said whether people's credit card information was compromised yet.
Which is what people are assuming at this point.
Right.
Which is terrible. I mean, why else would you shut off the entire service and start rebuilding your back end?
Ooh.
I mean, I feel really bad for Sony. First, this is a terrible situation. Like, nobody wishes this. I mean, and it really sucks. I mean, if it was rogue, anonymous people, thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
I'll be interested to see what happens, because Sony is the same one. Remember the PS3 apocalypse that happened, where they released an update, I think it was, that bricked a bunch of consoles?
Oh, there was that too, but there was also the system clock that reset the...
Right.
Yeah.
But none of that stuff seems to stick to Sony, like the Red Ring of Death stuck to the 360.
I think they were generally temporary, and the PS3 apocalypse, whatever, it only affected a small number in comparison, which is why that's what happened. But anyway.
Well, according to Microsoft, Red Ring of Death only affects a small number.
Well, yeah.
Even though I've been through 4 360s.
Well, now there's the new one, and the new one seems pretty good. But moving on, Harmonix, quote-unquote, had to carry MTV's publishing operations. So an interview came out with a representative from Harmonix that basically said, like, once MTV bought them, first of all, MTV afforded them great opportunities and new people to work with. So that was great. Exactly what a publisher should do. You know, support you. But that they felt that they almost had to carry it because Harmonix was like the brand for MTV Games.
Right.
Which is interesting. You know, I mean, when you think back on what MTV Games actually published, it wasn't a whole lot outside of Harmonix games. I think, didn't MTV publish The Wheelman with Ubisoft?
Did they?
Yeah,
See, I don't even... If you ask me what games they published, I would only be able to name Harmonix.
Right.
So, there in of itself is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough spot to be in with the fledgling music genre and being the mainstay of a brand like that.
Well, I mean, with Guitar Hero on pause, and Harmonix, I guess, assumingly still able to make Rock Band games.
Well, yeah, I don't... They seem like there was mention of Dance Central 2 a while back. Which
makes sense. They should support that. And they are the most popular dance game. I mean, God, you should go into a GameStop and see all the dance ripoffs that came out soon following. There's a shelf of dance games now that I did not know existed.
That's funny.
Yeah. And finally, let's end on a really good note. Download the Humble Frozen Byte bundle. So, if you've heard of the Humble Indie Bundle, this is run by the same people. It's a fantastic... I'm not going to say service, it's a fantastic charity where indie developers and in this case Frozen Byte offer their games for pay what you want, and a good portion of that goes to charity, and you choose how much goes to charity and how much goes to developers and to which charities. And they've partnered with OnLive and Steam and oh Lord, what is the name of that downloadable service? It's a new one that splintered off of something else. It's a new downloadable service, people. But you can get codes to download all of these games on those different services when you purchase it. So basically, you buy it for pay what you want. I suggest giving a good amount of money to charity and getting some amazing games. Trine is fantastic. You're seeing a trailer for it here. And they have Shadowgrounds as well, and Shadowgrounds 2, which I actually haven't played yet. I'm really excited to get in on that. And those are both available for the Mac as well, if you're a Mac gamer. And there's also the soundtrack. So the soundtracks to these games are great, and they're free download as part of this. And if you're a Windows owner, there is an unreleased game that Frozen Byte was working on. You get the source code and can actually take a look at it and play around with it and that kind of thing. So it's really neat. It's a really neat bundle, and I highly suggest it. So support indie developers and charity, and don't be a jerk. Basically, that's my message of the day.
Good advice, just in life in general.
Exactly. So don't be a jerk. Be nice. I'm sorry for Sony. And we remember 56K dial-up. My name is Jack Bogdan.
My name is Alex Gridley.
And if you want to find more of the show, you can do so at crunchtimeshow.com. And thank you for watching.